Okay, class. School's in session. Yes, yes. All the beats today are courtesy of the legendary Crafty Cuts. So big shout out to Martin. Unfortunately for you guys, these are not available yet. So go follow his page. It's great.
God gave me a talent, so let me flaunt the gift. Super clean. Super clean. God gave me a talent, so let me flaunt the gift. Yeah, super clean. 3, 2, 1. All I know, all I get, yeah, super,
Right then, guys. So, the military scratch. It's a combo. It's 2 different scratches when you break it down. The most important thing to do in most scratches is to keep your platter on your scratching hand moving. And I'll show you why. This is the scratch. Super important to note that the platter was always moving, even when the fader was closed. It's a combination of the baby scratch, which hopefully all of you guys can do by now. It's week 3, and the cut or the forward. So if you release the record on its forward motion like this, so just let the platter do all the work. That is that's a forward. If you do it rhythmically like this, that's more like a cut, and a stab is like this. We're only interested in the forward like this. So there's no pushing, but the faster we do our military combo, which is the combo of the baby scratch and that scratch, it actually does become a cut. So depending on the tempo, how's that? A bit of feedback there. Depending on the tempo, it depends on how fast the record's playing. So this is quite slow. This is nice. So it shouldn't be too crazy. Check it out. First things first, sample, get it where you're comfortable. I like to have mine at 12 o'clock on this big sticker right here, so I know in between the pitch bar and the cue bar, that's where my sample starts. It's really important to get that bit right. Feel the sound under your fingers like this. Feeling pretty good. Step 2, just rock. And if you're not comfortable doing it that fast, which is double time, rock the record, baby scratch style. Now, this scratch, you should be doing this the whole time, the military scratch, because we're going to start throwing in some cuts. See, just did some cuts there. Same motion on the deck. You can do that, surely. So right there, these are just the forward parts. And the nice thing about the military scratch is that you can do the cuts and the baby scratches in any order, in any amount that you like. See that? Cuts. So back in the day, DJs used to use the up faders on mixes that didn't have the crossfader back then, not even a crossfader curve, and even the line switches. Yeah. So what is really important to notice keep the beat, even when the fader's closed, because then you can just bring in the crossfade like this. Yeah. I noticed a lot of tutorials will always say, "Oh, you got to do your baby scratch and then your cuts or your forwards, and then you got to do it in this certain way." No, it's way simpler than that. Way simpler than that. You've got to fool yourself. Yeah? So, here's a good exercise for you guys. I'm going to do a bar, 2 bars, 2 bars. I'm going to have a breather for 4 bars. Let you guys at home have a go. I'll stop talking. Just do baby scratches to this nice beat. That's all you got to do. Here we go. Yeah. Yes. So, that's the first ingredient out of the way. Easy. Now let's see if we can add a few cuts in there, but not worry about the baby scratches, because I'm a firm believer of breaking down the combos into their component parts and then putting them together. I teach most of my students from my little studio at home, well, actually from my kitchen at the moment, but when they come around, I'm always like, guys, it's so simple. Break these scratches down, you'll get them no time, as long as you practice. Okay, cuts. I'm going to do the same kind of tempo. Keep the record moving. Make sure that the platter's still moving underneath, because too much pressure is bad. You want to be able to let the record go on the beat. Yeah? Just like you were mixing. Okay. Here we go. Cuts. Second ingredient of the military scratch. Just going to do a shout out to Stephen Groom and DJKit. Happy birthday. He was 10 last week, so we've got a student who's 10 years old tuned into these lessons. That's great. I started scratching when I was 12, so you've got 2 years on me, dude. Big shout out to Thierry Lemaitre, tuning in from Paris. Glad you like the beats, dude. Back to the cuts. You try. Here we go. Shout outs to Mark 1. Right, let's bring it back. Going to combine those two scratches together, and that's what forms the military scratch. Here we go. Keep the record going. Super important. Always going to say this, because if you don't do this, it won't work. Simple as. And if you're not comfortable like that, do it half time. Yeah. Here we go. I'm going to do 4 baby scratches like this. Yeah, that's 3. Yeah. 4 baby scratches, and then 4 cuts after each other. Okay. And what you'll notice is, if you can pull it off quick enough, the platter should keep moving all the time, even when the music's not playing. That's right. Yeah? That right there, if we can do that, we can then chop and change between those scratches, because we've got the momentum on here. The momentum is really important in this scratch. It's a combo. So you got to know the ins and outs. Big shout out to DJ Mark 1. Thanks for tuning in, dude. Big shout out to Jason and Justin. I see you. Let's bring it back. You guys are on the new Mark page or the DJKit page, and you've got a question or a comment, please head over to my page, which is Jimi Needles. Nope, other way, Jimi Needles with an @ and you'll find me, and you can join the stream on this page. First I did it at half time, break it down real slow for everyone. You give it a go, guys. Meanwhile, any questions, comments, I'll get back to you. Right. Even when you're listening to me, keep that record moving. We're going to now do 2 baby scratches and then 2 cuts, okay? And when you can do this at any speed, you can do the combo. Because if you do 2 cuts, 2 baby scratches, 2 cuts, 2 baby scratches, that is the combo we are doing. We can do them in any order we want. We can do 2, 1, and then 2 baby scratches, 1 cut, 2 baby scratches. It doesn't matter. As long as you're flowing and being funky between those 2 scratches, that's it. So right there, that was 4 baby scratches and 3 cuts. That's the combo. You can go in between them, you can do a whole bunch on their own, doesn't matter. You can flow between them, that's the scratch. Here we go. Yeah? Your turn. Yes. Here we go. Right. 2 cuts, 2 baby scratches, or 2 baby scratches, 2 cuts. Doesn't matter. Your preference. I like to start on baby scratches because I like the momentum, like this. Here we go. How are we doing, guys? I'm going to leave the beat playing, have a mess around, and come back in 30 seconds. Go again. Yo, yo. Let's go again. 2 cuts, 2 baby scratches. If you're really good, you can do another 2 cuts and 2 baby scratches again, right? This way around. Give that a go, guys. Good to know how you guys are getting on at home. Here we go. Yeah, you can add your own little flair to that. So my sponsors at DJKit.com have been posting in the comment section. There is indeed a very crazy offer on right now for the Rain 12s, and I think you can buy one and get one half price, which means you end up spending £1,048 for 2. So if you've got an itch during lockdown right now, it's either COVID-19 or you want to go to DJKit.com and buy yourself 2 Rain 12s right here. Smooth. I'm going to talk about the mixer I'm using a bit later, but let's bring it back to the scratching. That's why you're here. So, 2 cuts, 2 baby scratches, in that order. Let's go again. Yeah? Super old school. This scratch is great because it's a great scratch from getting from one record to another. A lot of hip hop DJs, they won't mix, they'll use this scratch. They'll use the kick on the beat one and they'll blend it into the next record or just drop it. Like this. Yeah? Super useful to know. A lot of hip-hop DJs, scratching and mixing is one and the same. And this is kind of the earliest combination of 2 scratches. Old breaks in the 70s and 80s. Doing it on 2 records, backwards and forwards. Okay, enough of the history lesson, guys. Can we do 1 cut and 1 baby scratch, one after the other? Let's try it. How are we doing at home, guys? Nice. So, if you pull that off right there, this one, that is the military scratch. That's the combo right there. You've done it. Even if you did 2 or even 4, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. As long as you're hopping backwards and forwards between those 2 scratches, that's the combo. But when it gets really funky, then you start doing it like this. Excellent. Like I said, I'm going to come back and do this scratch again at some point within this hour session. But right now, I'm going to change the beat and move on to the next scratch, the snake. All of the beats today are supplied by the legendary Crafty Cuts. He just sent me a whole bunch of beats. And they are really nice to scratch to. Good vibes. Right then. So the snake does not involve the crossfader per se, but you will want to use it. For instance, you will want to use the crossfader to mute any rewinding you do on the platter. So, get out the nasty rewinds. You don't want to hear that. So the snake is this. Yeah. So I've heard this scratch before being called tremolo or something like that. I think that's slightly different, but I actually watched a video of the legendary DJKit the other day, and he actually in a studio showcased every single scratch that he possibly knew, and within that it's on YouTube, you can type it in. He's on a radio show and he showcases everything that he knows, and he showcases the snake. So that's what I think now it's known as. I've been doing it for a long time. Again, I've actually seen a lot of the Scratch Pickles guys do this scratch and had no idea what it was called, but I used to emulate it and do my own kind of take. It's a bit of a weird one, but you're itching to know at home how to do it. Yeah, so here we go. I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to think about how I'm going to teach this one, because I've never had to teach this one before, so this is a new one. So you can do little triplets in there, little flares, all that kind of thing. So it's it's a weird one. You need to make sure you've got enough push on the record, the record moves forward when you do the scratch. But you also need to make sure that you've got enough pressure to manipulate it. So it's like, I kind of describe it as like throwing a frisbee but then catching it before you let it go. That's the kind of thing we're kind of talking about here. So when you release the sample, again, have all your sounds at 12 o'clock or under your needle, push the record forward. But when you do that, you just want to kind of like scribble forward almost with your hand. It's a hand movement. Check it out. You're manipulating the speed of the record, really. I'm going to try and do the scratch in the lower hemisphere. I like to do the scratch at about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, start off kind of position. But for the sake of you guys at home, I want you guys to kind of see what I'm doing. I like to kind of like almost make a little snake out of my hand when I do it. And push the record forward, but also have a kind of fix on the record. You don't want to let it go out of your hands and spin out of control. You want to have it under your fingertips. Some people like to kind of lick their hands, but don't do that. It's COVID-19 right now. Go and wash your hands if you're going to do that. Wash your records, sanitize everything. Yeah. Here we go. It's almost like someone in the club when they come up to you and go like that and pretend to scratch. It's almost like that's actually what's happening. And yeah, us DJs, we love that. So yeah, keep doing that, guys. Anyway. Try 3 like this, right? Slow down your platter as well. I always find that helps. You get more time to mess with the sounds. Go like this. 1, 2, 3. Yeah? Let it go, but not enough that it's going to spin out of your hand. It's a tricky one. It's hard to teach on the internet. I'm trying my best, guys. Try 2. So yeah, I think that's a good way to break this scratch down. Is let the record go and manually add in the pauses manually. Now, instead of when you pat down on the record and lift up, try a flick of the wrist instead. Yeah, something like that. I'm going to let you guys have a mess around. If you're watching on the Newmark channel or the DJKit.com Facebook and you've got a question, head over to my... It's that way. My logo's there. Jimi Needles. Just at Jimi Needles. Join us on the live stream, guys. Put your question in the comment section. This is the good way to learn right here. Check this out, right? Check this out. I think that's its own scratch. But just try that yourself at home. Now try this. Yeah. I won't make any noise now, guys. You have a try. Big shout out to Royston. Big shout out to Jordan. All the way from Canada. Big up, guys. Okay. When you do this scratch, travel around with the vinyl. I'm not down here, I follow the sample around. Like a little snake. If you've just tuned in, guys, my name is Jimi Needles and we are learning the snake scratch. It's a faderless scratch, although you are going to want to put your hands on the crossfader and click the reverse sounds out. Or you can do really rhythmic stuff and click some transformers in there or some flares, anything like that. Be as creative as you like. So yeah, just a few cuts. This one is going to be difficult if you're using a controller, my dudes. So don't fear. We're going to come back and do the military scratch in about 5 minutes. Here's another tip, guys. On this snake scratch, I actually use my thumb barely leaves the vinyl. So when I do one of those strokes, my thumb actually remains pushing forward and manipulating the sound, whilst my fingers with the snake kind of pattern manipulate the sound. So check it out. Did you see that, guys? I hope that helps. I've never ever taught this scratch, so this is a new kind of thing for me too. Pretty good with all the other ones. This one is kind of, you have to be in the same room kind of vibe, or watch a lot of YouTube videos. Like I keep saying, I'd like to know how you guys are getting on at home. Big up to Jay Richardson. Yeah, I think on this occasion, your CDJs, this scratch probably won't work. You need the kind of like flexibility of the vinyl. Sorry to say, but you can definitely put off the military scratch, which we'll come back to in a minute. Definitely do that on this pair of CDJs. So back to the snake. Cool. It's a tough one. Let's flip the track. All these beats are supplied by the legendary Crafty Cuts. These are unreleased as of yet, but I'm sure he's putting together a compilation to release soon. So these are damn good beats, if I do say so. Yeah. Just going to change up the beat, and we're going to go back and do this military scratch in a minute. We're going to do the snake at a faster tempo. Let me know how you're getting at home, guys. Yes, guys. So, the snake, it's a tough one. I'm going to leave that there, let you experiment. But what I really want you to nail today is the military combo, which we're going to come back to right now. So, cast our minds back to about 25 minutes ago. So, cuts and baby scratches. Make sure you are scratching even when the fader is closed. Super important, guys. Super, super important. Yeah? Now do your cuts. And if you're doing them half time, they should sound like this. Let's try 8 baby scratches in a row, and then 8 at the same tempo cuts. Let's make sure we do that. It's a good exercise to do because it encourages you to keep the record moving at all times to whatever is playing on this side. Here we go, guys. Yeah? Now you try that. Here we go. See that? The whole time I was moving the record the same. You try, guys. You try. Now you try. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Stephen, good to hear that your son wants to get vinyl. The flagship Newmark turntables are really good. You should investigate those. Corresponding mixer is right here. Check out DJKit.com or reply to them in the comments, and they might even be able to sort you out a deal. Yeah, that was the reverse. That was cuts first, then baby scratches. Right, next, we're going to go and do 4 of each in succession. Here we go, guys. Maybe a scratch first. You have a try. Yeah. If you've just joined us, guys, this is a new scratch to learn today, the military scratch. It's a combination of the baby scratch and the cut, and this is how you do it. Keep that record moving to whatever beat you've got. Keep the fader closed for the time being. Add in the sounds. There's your cuts. Here come the baby scratches. That was mean, sorry guys, that was super fast. Yes, you can go even faster. That would involve you moving the record like this. Few baby scratches first, guys. Big shout out to Chris Smolders, Winnipeg crew. Sorry I won't be making it next month, guys. Should do a virtual rave instead. Yeah. I'm gonna switch the beat. All of these beats today supplied by the amazing Crafty Cuts. They're all unreleased as far as I know. So this is the military scratch, if you've just joined us, guys. Oh, that's mean. Here we go. Do your cuts first, guys. Then, baby scratch. Lots of movements, the same. It's all about fooling your fingers. You can do these scratches, guys. You can do them. Double time. Fader click on each forward motion. It should be nice and clean. This video assumes that you can do these scratches already because they're the first to learn. When you're ready, switch between the two in any order that you like. I like to do 4 baby scratches, 4 cuts. See how that goes? Yeah? You try at home, guys. Right, this time, can't count. 4 cuts, then 4 baby scratches, and then after that, I want you to do that again and again. So 4 and then 4 and then 4. Just keep doing them. And when you're ready, look down at your mixer and your turntable, and you'll notice that you're doing the scratch. You can just take the fader out anytime you want. See? Still doing it. Right, 4 then 4, forever. Let's go. I'll start. I'll do that for ages. You join me. Your turn. That was mean, sorry. Guys, I'm just trying to type on my phone, but my fingers are a bit scratchy, clammy. Anyway, if you feel like you've learned something today and would like to make a donation, there's a PayPal link in the description. Any amount would be amazing, because we're all bedroom DJs now, and I'm trying to do a weekly gatheration of scratch lessons, and I don't see anyone else doing this on Facebook at least. So if you've learned something today and you like the lesson and you want to keep supporting the thing, please, any donation, amazingly accepted. Thank you. But we're going to finish and get this military scratch sorted right here, guys. Here we go. Remember what I did before? 4 and 4, 4 and 4, forever and ever and ever. When you're ready, what will happen is you'll have the muscle memory and you'll be able to bring the fader in at will, because you're always doing this on the beat, always scratching when the fader's closed. This is how I like to break this one down. Instead of going do a baby scratch, do a cut, and then do another baby scratch and a cut. Let's just flip it on its head for a minute, guys. Let's break it down and see what it actually is. Just a baby scratch underneath everything. See? Just a baby scratch. There's your cuts. Let's do 4 and 4. Now you try. Let's do it again, guys. Here we go. 4 and 4. 4 cuts, 4 baby scratches, again and again and again. And then you'll be able to pick and choose when you want to be able to do those in any combination like this. Here we go. Your turn, guys. Okay, let's go. How's that? Be great to know if you've mastered this one, guys. Your turn. Here we go. Try that. Here we go. How's that? So that concludes the end of our lesson today, guys. I like to try and keep these within an hour. What I will say is this scratch and the snake I'm going to briefly cover again next week. So that'll be on Monday. Back to Mondays now because obviously Easter was yesterday, Easter Monday. So yeah, like I said, thank you so much for joining me. It's a lot of fun to do these virtual lessons. If you felt like you've learned anything, please comment in the comment section. And if I'm offline, then please do get in touch and I'll try and help you best I can. Yeah, so same time next week, guys, at 7 PM till 8 PM. I've got a really fun one planned for next week. One that was a scratch that was actually coined by the amazing, fresh Jazzy Jeff. So, super staple in any scratch routine, that is. If you really enjoyed today and you'd like to make a donation, there's a PayPal link in the comments and in the description above. So stay safe, happy scratching, and again, see you next week. Ciao.